Chapter 2.4 Quadratic Formula. So far we have learned three methods to solve quadratic equations: by factorization, by graphical method, by completing the square. And this by quadratic formula is one of the easiest method that most students apply. The only hard part here is to memorize the formula. But other than that, once you are given a quadratic equation, you are able to solve any quadratic equation with this formula. So this is the formula that you're supposed to memorize. Actually, there are many songs done by schools as part of the school project to help with remembering this quadratic formula. So you can explore around YouTube. For this chapter, I will go straight to the questions and I'll go through the questions because, as I said, the hard part is only to memorize the equations, the formula. The actual application of the formula is not that hard. So let us go straight to level 2 question. Question 2. You are supposed to solve this using the quadratic formula. So sometimes the question will specify the type of method that they need you to apply. So it doesn't mean that every time you see a quadratic equation, you can use a quadratic formula. So in this case, they do allow you to use quadratic formula. So if you look at this, only part F is in a form that is closest to the general form of a quadratic equation. The rest, they're still not quite there yet, so you're supposed to do a little bit of expansion and manipulation to get to the format. So the general equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So this is how usually you want your quadratic equation to look like. And the formula is x, okay, whatever the x that you want to find is equals to negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Question 2c. 2c is already in completed the square form. So unless the question specify quadratic formula like this, otherwise I wouldn't solve it this way. So this is plus 7 equals to 0. Let's expand this whole thing. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared plus 7 equals to 0. So you have 9x squared minus 12x plus 11 equals to 0. So this is your A, B, C. So A equals to 9, B equals to negative 12, C equals to 11. So let's have in x equals to negative b. You need to write in the whole negative number. So negative 12, x equals to negative b plus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so this will be your first answer. You get math error. Why? Because over here, this number inside the square root is a negative value. So if you square root negative value, that means no solution. Okay, so even if you were to try the other one, negative b minus, you want to do the minus. Okay, so x equals to negative b minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You will also get a math error because this number in the square root cannot be negative. Once it's negative, there is no solution. So it doesn't mean that there's no answer, but it just means that there's no solution for x. Okay, so you do need to specify here, no solution. Let's look at 2e. So this is given, but we have to change it into the general format. Again, let me remind you, the general format would be this, so that you can easily ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, so that you can easily find out what is your a, b, and c and plug it into the formula. So let's do expansion. 4 plus x minus 4x minus x squared equals to 5. So let's rearrange. negative x squared minus 3x plus 4 minus 5 equals to 0. I have to ensure that one side is equal to 0. Minus 1 is equal to 0. So a equals to negative 1, b equals to negative 3, c equals to negative 1. So back to my formula, x equals to negative b plus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a, or x equals to negative b minus b squared minus 4, okay, so for AC I have no space, over 2a. So let's check with the calculator. Okay, negative 2.62 3SF. The other side, change this to minus sign, and your calculator will give you negative 0.382 3SF. So by using quadratic formula, you'll see that it is much faster. You just have to make sure that the equation looks like the general quadratic equation. Make sure that one side is 0, identify what is your a, b, and c, and then continue to plug it into the formula that you have learned. So the error here tend to be the sign. For example, b is negative 3. So some of you will forget to put one of this negative sign. So because it's negative b, then you see the negative in this negative 3, then you forget that you need a negative in front. So these are some of the common errors that students make. So make sure that every positive sign, if it's supposed to be there, it should be there. It might be easier to just start off with all the empty brackets, and then you fill in the bracket so that you won't miss out any sign.